Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a 3 looks 1 palette with the Juvia's Place Afrique palette. So I have been playing with this one a lot because it is my new Juvia's Place palettes, and for some reason these always get like front of the line, top choice because they're great. This is my 4th Juvia's Place palette, and so far it's been working just like all the other ones. So today I'm going to do 3 different looks, and as usual I'm going to try to put a neutral look in there just so you can see how even with a colorful palette like this you can still get a neutral look out of it. And I also am going to be talking a little bit more about specific shadows and kind of how to use them with this one as well, because I've just noticed some differences in some of them. Like I've noticed that the mattes can be a little sheerer than some of the other Juvia's Place palettes, but you can also build them up as well. So just some things like that to kind of teach you how to use some of these shades. And if you want to see my initial swatches review, first impression video with the first look, I'll pop it right up here in the iCard so you guys can check that out as well. Before we get started, don't forget to enter my subscriber giveaway. We're nearing the end of the entry time, so if you want to see what was in that what is in that giveaway, go ahead and click up here as well. I will put a link to the video that shows everything that's in it, and there will be the link down below where you can enter. Thank you guys so much for taking part of your day to spend with me and check out these looks from the Afrique palette. Let's go ahead and jump into look number 1. So totally forgot to hit the record button. So I took Niger, this real green color right here, and I applied it with a Morphe 441 in the transition area, and this one just has it on here. So you can see it just ends up as a really good transition color if you wash it out some, and it just kind of glides right into that brow bone area, but not on too dark. So that's something I talked about in the original video about these shadows, is the mattes. They're buildable, so you can get them to be a good transition color, or you can really build them up to be a solid matte color. And then I'm taking this Cote, I think it's Cote d'Ivoire. It is it's the matte blue, and it's these mattes in here are like true colors. This is like a true blue, true orange, true green, true yellow. So I'm taking that one and I am laying it into the crease. And I can already tell, like, as I'm concentrating that color more into the crease, I am getting a deeper shade of that color as opposed to the green that I kind of washed out throughout the transition area. Just going to build that up a little bit in the crease area. Alright, then just blending it to make sure that there's no kind of skip marks. And then I'm going to take just a little, it's kind of a denser crease brush or blending brush. This is a Sonia Kashuk number 116. I'm sure they don't have it anymore because they just kind of like redid all of their products. And I'm going to take that green and I'm going to try to make it really dense in the outer V area. Yeah, so you can already see that if we build up that Niger color, you're going to get a deeper green than we did in the crease color. Alright, and then I want to take that blue color again, and I'm going to take it on the same brush that I used for the green color, and I'm just going to pop a little on the out corner, just to kind of bring that around from the transition area, and then I'm going to put a little bit in the center. So that green is still going to pop through. But then I'm going to have the blue surrounding it. And then Togo, which is the shimmer shade, is going to cover the rest of it. So right now I'm just kind of blending and laying some more blue on, and then I'm going to take my fluffy brush that I used, where'd it go? The green for, and real lightly build it up just a little bit on what we covered there in the transition area. Okay, so then I'm going to do a cut crease with Togo. So I'm going to take my ColourPop No Filter Concealer and create my cut crease with that. I know I've said it before, I do not like the ColourPop concealer for concealer, but I love it for cut crease. Actually, it would probably be a good concealer for your face, but I have it in a shade that's too light to put on my face right now, so I just use it for cut crease. Where did it go? Okay. I want to do kind of a fun shape with it today, I think. So I'm going to bring it out a little bit and up a little bit farther than usual. Get a little more. So I'm bringing it up a little higher than the actual crease for this look. But then you're not going to want to blink when it's on here, or you're going to end up getting it on your upper eyelid. And then it's just going to come around this corner here. Now, before we do the other eye, I'm going to make sure to lay down that shimmer color because I want this wet. But I'm also not going to blink. And use this brush. I do have some fixing spray ready. I always use a fixing spray with Juvia Place shimmer shades. Okay. And then this is just going to be placed right there. That's a pretty color. It's kind of like a, let's look. It's like a greeny blue gray color. It's really pretty. So see, I'm keeping this eye closed this whole time. And then I'm gonna do a little zhuzh here. I'm also gonna do that with the matte color just to make sure that they blend well right there. So I'm going to take the one I had the blue on and just go over it real lightly to make sure that it blends horizontally there. Okay, that's what we've got right now. I'm going to go ahead and do the other eye and then we'll come back and see what it looks like. So here's what I have so far. We are going to have to do a little bit of cleaning up, especially around the outer corners here, but that is easily done with a wipe. And then I'm going to take, I really want the green to pop a little more. I feel like it kind of got covered up by some of the other colors. So I'm just taking a little smudger brush, and that's what I'm going to put on the lower lash line. And I need a Q-tip and a makeup wipe for my next steps of cleaning it up. So I just got a little bit of concealer over here that ended up putting some shimmer where I don't want it outside of that area. So I'm just taking a little Q-tip to clean that up a little bit. And I'm going to take a makeup wipe to clean out my outer V area. I just want a little bit more of a distinct line there. So that is really easy to do with a makeup wipe. All right, I messed up this side a little bit, so no problem. Just gonna dry this up a little bit. And then just pop a little more back on there. Once I get the liner on, it's gonna look good. There There we go. They look a little more even. So that's what we have right now. I'm going to go ahead and do some liner and mascara, and I'll be back to show you the final look. So I am done with this look. This is what it came out to. Do you ever have a day where it's like you could work on your eyeshadow for 5 hours and your liner and mascara, and it's like, for Pete's sake, you just got to give up at some point. That's kind of how I felt today. So the liner was giving me some serious issues. I've been having a lot of issues when I've been using this one, the Physicians Formula. I think what I'm going to do is really start paying attention to the liners and which ones I have more difficulty with, and then do a review on those. I can tell you right now off the bat, the Lorac Front of the Line Pro Liquid Liner is my absolute favorite, and I always get the best line with that, and I never have like oopsies, and then I gotta go fix it and do it again and fix it and do it, you know. So what I do want to say about this, first of all, I can already see it doing some transfer, which I can't stand. But I kind of feel like this color might take on a color. This look overall looks a lot more blue than I thought it was going to look. You can see in here that it is just a more green shimmer color. Maybe it's because it's next to the green. So what I wanted to do is I got this gel eyeliner from Bang Beauty in my BoxyCharm, but it's also as a base or as a brow gel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay some down, and let's see what color we get, because that might be a cool color to kind of mix and play with. So there it is by itself, and there it is on top of there. So yeah, you definitely get a more deeper brown tone. But then, you know what? I've got a blue crayon. Let's go ahead and see what it looks like on top of this blue crayon here. This is a NYX. I didn't realize that had glitter in it. Jumbo eye pencil in Cobalt. So you can definitely get different colors to show up with depending on what base you use, so that's pretty cool. I don't do that a lot with my shadows, just because I already have so many colors that I don't frequently feel like I need to make more colors, but it's a cool option to have. And one other thing I decided I was going to do to bring some more green back into it is use my ColourPop gel eyeliner in Teaspoon. And I'm going to put that in the waterline here. Because I did want the overall feel of this look to be green, but I think it ended up kind of being blue. I'm not sure what you guys can see, but there's the final look. Let's go ahead and move on to look number 2. Look number 2 is going to be the neutral look. So I am going to get started with, I've got a Morphe M433 brush, and in the crease I'm going to take Crease, which is this color right here, and I'm just going to blend that throughout that transition area. So on my first look, I said I didn't really like the look that I ended up with, and as the day went on I loved it more and more. So I did end up liking that. So this is just kind of like a warm camel brown color. If you are a neutral lover, this is a really great transition color for you. And then I'm going to deepen up that crease with Cameroon, which is this deeper camel color here. And I've got my Wet n Wild P15 brush just to get a little deeper into that crease. This look is going to be a pretty simple, straightforward, neutral look. And between the three, you should get to see the versatility of this palette and how several of the colors work. So we can really build that up in the crease there, and then I'm just going to bring it around a little bit here for the outer V as well. And build that up some. Okay, so that's what we've got. I'm going to go ahead and do that on the other eye. Do is I'm going to go in with a flat shader brush, and I'm just going to take this Bentu here, and I'm just going to use a little bit of it just right between the outer V and moving towards the center. And it's just going to give a little bit of color while still staying neutral on that eye. And I'm going to tell you a couple different things that you could do from here. So we've got two shimmer shades in this palette, and I've got them right here. We've got, is that awful or what? We've got the gold and the silver pinky champagne color. So that is Kofi here and Angelique here. So you could go in with the gold on the rest of the lid, or you could go in with this on the rest of the lid, or you could do a gradient starting with the gold in the middle and then working the Angelique into the inner corner here. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I am going to use some pigment primer with this. You could use glitter glue. I've got the NYX kind. I have been finding with the Juvia's Place ones, the shimmery glitter ones. So these two here, they don't necessarily have chunks of glitter, but they are a thicker shimmer than the other ones. So like Togo, Kontonu, and Fifi are not as, and this one, they're not as fallout-ish. They're not as metallic. So I use a pigment primer with those because I find that they get a lot of transfer onto the upper lid if there's not something for them to stick to, and I do them individually. So I'm going to do this eye first. And I'm going to start with the gold color. This kind of reminds me of the gold from the Alamar palette. Just going to create a gradient with that, and then I'm going to go in with the champagne color, which is Angelique. And then I'm just using some fixing spray on these as well. And I'm just going to go back in with the gold and rub along where they intersect to just kind of give it that gradient look. So there's what we've got on that eye. Okay, so here's what we've got so far. So you can see how there's just like that gradient effect in there. So to finish off the shadows, I'm going to go back in with that P15 and the Cameroon color. And just get that color right there. And then put a little more of that Bentu, that burgundy color, just on that outer V there, just a little bit. Then with my fluffy brush, I'm going to go in with Kisa, which was the lighter brown color. And just put a little more in that transition area. And I'm actually going to keep the lower lash line neutral. So I'm going to take Cameroon. Actually, I think that I'm going to only use this on the lower lash line. So this is the final look. I've got on some wing liner, a mini wing liner, and mascara. And I have on the Still Crazy Lustra Luxe Lippy from ColourPop. So that's what that one looks like. If you're wondering what I'm wearing on my lips. So this is look 2, our neutral look for the palette. Go ahead and check out number 3. For look number 3, I'm going to do more of a warm eye look. So the orange yellows. I don't know what else I'm going to pull in with that. But I'm going to go ahead and start, well, I already started out, forgot to press record again, with Aya in the transition area. And I just have a big fluffy blending brush. This is the Morphe 441. And just building that yellow up a bit. This is one of those matte shades that is buildable. So you can choose to use it as a more washed out yellow color, or you can build it up to a deeper color. I'm going to use this on the lid as well. Then I'm going to go ahead and take a pinched blending brush with the orange, which is Dacre, and that's what's going to go in the crease. And I just want to get that orange right in that crease area. You really can end up doing a more washed out color with it, or you can deepen it up and build that up to a darker color, which is something I do really appreciate about these shades, because depending on the look you want for the time being, for the day, you can change it up. You want a really bold primary eye color look, you can do that. And if you want to do a more light color look, you can do that too. Then I'm going to bring this orange in on the outer V and to about 2/3 of the way into the lid. Actually, I'm thinking I might do a halo eye with the orange and yellow color. So then I'm going to bring some in on the inner corner here as well. Just leaving that center part open for now. And on a Morphe 507 brush, in just the very corner here and the very outer V here, I'm going to take Cameroon, which is this color here, and just deepen up that outer V just a little bit. And create a bit of a wing with it. And then just put a little bit on the inner corner. Just to give a little depth there. This is just a real tiny blending brush. So then next I'm going to cut the crease on my lid, and this one's going to be a center cut crease. Got my ColourPop No Filter Concealer. So for this one, just kind of am laying the top part of that where I want it to be. It's going to drag that down. Okay, so that's where I'm going to have my halo cut crease-ish effect here. The yellow is going to be on most of this, and then I'm going to put a little of the gold in the center. And this is a concealer brush that I'm using for this as well. And then I'm going to take on that same brush some of the gold, which is Kofi, right here, and spray that. And that's just going to go right in the center. Okay, now I'm going to blend this out a little bit. So where these edges meet, I'm taking that little brush with the orange and blending those sides together. And I do want it to have a halo effect, so I want that orange to go above the cut crease. It's really not ending up being a cut crease. It's more just a halo. Then for the lower lash line, orange is going to go all the way across it. It's not orange, it's Dacre. And then I'm going to take a pencil brush and with the yellow, just smudge that all over under there. Okay, so here's what I have so far. I am going to use some NYX Liquid Crystal Body Liner, and this is in the gold one. It's called Crystal Silk. And I'm just going to do a little bit from here to where that yellow starts. Ooh. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do with that. You do have to let this one dry before you open your eye. So I'm going to let this dry, do the other one, and let it dry, do my liner and mascara, and be back with the final look and final thoughts. Okay, so I am back with the final look. So I've got my glitter line and my black liner on. I just did a little black, not a wing liner today, and mascara. And on my lips, I put on the Too Faced Melted Matte in, it's my new one, Child Star. I really like this formula. So this is the Melted Matte in Child Star. And yeah, so this is the third look. Let's just go ahead and do some final thoughts on this Juvia's Place palette. I overall really like it, but I am going to be super honest that this is probably my least favorite of the ones I have. It is super dusty in there. And I don't know. Here's the thing, is I think part of the reason is because I was trying to create 3 looks with this palette. I think this would be a great palette to use with other palettes. So you've got your matte colors in there that you can pull in to use with other palettes, and a couple shimmers. The shimmers are all very beautiful, so they would go good with any palettes that you're using. But I think that might have been the issue, is trying to create 4 actually looks with it, was where I came up with the hiccup, and trying to complete the looks using a variety of the colors so I could share with you how the colors perform, maybe is why else I had an issue with the color selection of this palette on its own. Now, I think you could create looks with this palette, absolutely. I just did some. The blue look that I ended up doing, I really liked. The neutral look I thought was really pretty. Here's the orange look. So it's not that they're bad looks. I guess maybe what it's missing is the color story. Maybe that's what I'm trying to say. But it's okay to have palettes that are lacking a color story as well, because they make great palettes to pull in with other ones. So if you like these colors, then I would recommend it. I love that you can build the mattes up to an opaque or sheer them out to use as a transition color. And I really do like these shimmer colors and how you can pull some different colors out of them depending on what you're using them with. So this is a very good quality palette, and I think it just depends if you are thinking about getting it or not. It's going to depend on if you're going to use these shades or not. All of them are very usable, wearable shades if you like color. But I think that's probably what you're gonna have to think about, and maybe your other palettes and what other shades in these shade ranges do you have. If you've got some palettes with blues, this blue would be a great blue to add with it, or some colors with warm tones. These orange and yellow would be great colors to add with those warm tone palettes. So I think that's kind of what you need to think about. Overall though, the shadows perform very well, both the shimmery and the matte shades. And I think it is a good value for what it is. $20, and then if you use your $3.50 off of 15 at Ulta, you can get it for $16.50, so that's a really good deal. So thank you guys so much for joining me for this 3 looks 1 palette with the Juvia's Place Afrique palette. I hope you enjoyed the looks. Let me know which look was your favorite, and let me know if you guys like that I add in a neutral look when I do these. I know everyone's not, you know, gonna wear all these colorful looks all the time, so I do like to add that in just to give you guys another option with the palettes. So I really appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget to click that subscribe button before you leave. Like this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!